Hi, welcome to Bizworld. I'm Farah, Nabilah, Wazer. Global Infrastructure Partners GIP was selected after the company agreed to continue appointing a Malaysian citizen as Malaysia Airport Holdings Berhad MAHB Chairman and CEO. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim told the Dewan Rakyat that the firm also agreed to maintain the collective national majority ownership of shares.
Syarat yang ditetapkan oleh khazanah ketat yang tidak disetujui oleh kebanyakan. Pertama, pengurusi dan CEO rakyat Malaysia. Ketiga, majoriti pegangan Malaysia. Yang berminat syarikat-syarikat lain, baik Singapura dan lain, dia nak hak mengurus, maknanya CEO rakyat dia ataupun yang dia tentukan. Syarat ini tidak diterima.
The Prime Minister also said 145 companies had initially applied to participate in the consortium to take over MAHB, but only 5 were deemed suitable. He added Khazanah and the EPF had set strict conditions that would see the collective Malaysian ownership of MAHB increase to 70% from the current 41% once the restructuring of the airport operator is completed. In the meantime, MAHB recorded 11.2 million passengers in May across its 39 airports in Malaysia and Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen International Airport in Turkey. The airport operator is also expanding the country's network connectivity and expects 3 new airlines, including British Airways, Thai Vietjet and Nine Air, to begin operations by the end of this year. This growth trajectory reflects a 2% rise from the 11 million passengers recorded the previous month, setting a new milestone for the group and surpassing peak levels achieved in February 2024. This achievement marks the 5th consecutive month with over 10 million total passengers. MAHB's local airports saw 7.7 million passengers movements with 4 million international passengers. Meanwhile, domestic traffic at local airports remained steady with 3.7 million passengers. At a separate event, Anwar welcomes investments from the US, stressing that Malaysia must remain a trading nation and open to investments from the overseas. This amid concerns over the BlackRock's involvement in MAHB privatization plan.
Malaysia must remain a trading nation and open to investments. And therefore, the collaboration between MAHB and GIP to us is critical, and we as a government will support, and so is BlackRock's involvement in this country. I mean, very clear in front of all members of parliament, and I think that explains well our position vis-à-vis investments from overseas, and in particular from the United States of America.
He emphasized while Malaysia has benefited immensely from investments overseas, including China and Europe, the US is the largest investor to Malaysia cumulatively. Pulau Pinang, for instance, has seen a phenomenal increase in investments from the US and has emerged as a major center for semiconductors from the back end and now the front end. Malaysia's inflation rate rose to 2% in May, a slight increase from April's 1.8%. According to DOSM, this was driven by the increase in prices in the main groups of housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels of 3.2% and another 3.2% hike in restaurant and accommodation services. The increases were also recorded in education, transport, health and food and beverages. Meanwhile, the monthly headline inflation increased by 0.3% compared to 0.2% in the previous month, while core inflation remained steady at 1.9%, the same rate as recorded in April. Bursa Malaysia closed lower today as investors remain on the sidelines due to lack of fresh leads. At 5 p.m, the FBM KLCI fell 4.28 points to 1,585.38. Market breadth was negative with 838 losers against 316 gainers, while 442 counters were unchanged. Rakuten Trade expects the benchmark index to be range-bound with sound buying due to prevailing low valuations. And that's all the time we have for Bizworld. I'm Farah, Nabilah, Wazer. Keep tuning in to TV3.